Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Here at Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
So let me ask y'all a question. What's going on today? Like what we see in the news, what's happening? I want to know if y'all up to speed. I'm pretty sure you know.
Yeah, the protesting.
The protesting. What about you? You agree? Why? Why are we protesting? What's going on?
From what I hear, it's based off anger, you know, because we haven't been fighting. They feel like it's time for us to speak up and be heard.
Yeah, but I get you. Why though? What's happening? Like what's the reasoning?
We're dying.
We're dying, exactly. Yeah. Right, you agree? We're dying by the hands of who?
The white man.
The white man.
The so-called white man.
Right, the so-called white man, which, you know, the white man is killing us, but more so, we talk about the police, right? The police is killing, because that's what's being aired on the news. But white man, don't get it wrong, they killing us too. Like the men that killed Ahmaud Arbery, right? They wasn't police, they was just a group of white men. So, let me ask you, do y'all have the answers? Like, what's gonna fix this problem?
Nobody has the answer.
Nobody. What do you think? What's gonna fix this? What's gonna stop the enemy from killing us? Okay. What you think? I know you got some. We ain't just. Did you go protest?
I did not.
You didn't? Did you go protest? Do you agree with the protest?
I do agree with the peaceful protest.
With the peaceful. So that would mean when we go protest, we got to go out there with some type of solution to the problem. Right. We can't just go out there.
I think that's what we're missing.
That's exactly what we're missing. So guess what? I'm going to bring the solution to the problem right here in this Bible. Right. God told his chosen people, the Israelites, to come together. That's the first thing. Read.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Yeah. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. O nation, not desire.
So now, with the protesting, that's what we kind of doing. We gathering together. But you know what's happening? You got people with different agendas there. You got people that want to loot. You got people that just going out there because it's a popular thing. It's a fad, right? They want to be seen on Instagram and Facebook. And then you got people that actually really care. And then you got other nations that they don't really care, but they out there to push their agenda.
The book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
So now, like I said, we got people with different agendas. Can two walk together unless they be agreed upon? Unless they agree on the same thing, unless they have the same mindset, the same goal. What's happening at these protests, they're not organized, right? So now you got people doing different things, which is still a bad look upon us, because now what the police doing? They done ramped it up. Y'all talking about George Floyd getting killed. They killing people now. They tear gassing. They shooting people with rubber bullets. How do y'all think we should deal with the police? Because they keep shooting us. Right? We keep protesting, we keep marching, they keep shooting us. We keep protesting and marching, and they keep shooting us. What do y'all think we should do to deal with the police?
Honestly, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
What do you think, sir? How? Because it looks like they're not going to slow up. So what should we do? Stand up? Okay, we do that. We stand up. We standing up right now. We done did it past it. Years and years and years, we done been doing the same thing.
We've done so much. Right, we've done the same thing.
So let me show you what God says. I'm gonna give you a solution. Y'all do realize that the people that set up over us and they beating us and destroying us. That's because God did that. God said, you know what? You don't want to worship me. I'm gonna have you rule. I'm gonna have you serve it to the white man and everybody else, because not just them as well. But how do we deal with the police?
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 25.
Remember, we coming out here with solutions. Our people at the protesting don't have solutions. We got solutions. Read.
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
So it says agree with thine adversary. And an adversary is somebody that's totally against you. God says agree with them quickly. Now, why do I say this? When you examine when the black man get pulled over, 9 times out of 10, well, I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10, but normally when the things that we see when they get 7 out of 10, when they get shot and killed, what's the reason they got shot and killed? Okay, that's one. But what's the reason? Like the reason behind it? Did they got a little rowdy? You know what I'm saying? They trying to ask why you want my ID. Right. Now you gotta think about this. We don't control now one thing on this planet Earth right now as a black man. So if a person that's over us asks for ID, we don't have the right or the power or any might to go against that. If we do go against that, what normally happens? When we go against the police, what happens?
We get shot or killed, we gonna go to jail.
We get shot or killed or go to jail. So here's the solution. It said what?
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Agree with them quickly. Read.
While thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge.
So it says, you said we get shot or go to jail. It said agree with that adversary quickly, because at any time you're going to get delivered to the judge. Meaning, what does that mean? Meaning,
You don't get delivered to the judge, you can plead your case, you can do whatever.
no, that means you're going to get locked up. That's what that means. If they don't kill you first, they're going to lock you up. God says agree with them. Why? Because we have no power in this land. We was brought over here as slaves, and we still slaves to we have no power.
Go ahead and give you ID. Back when you 1052, go ahead and give you ID. I'm 1052, I'm gonna get my ID.
Sis, don't go now. We got solutions, all right? Solutions. We don't.
And the judge delivered thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
So, did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'm gonna read it again.
Read it again.
And the judge delivered thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
God says, agree with that man that set over you, because if you don't, they're gonna lock you up and take you to prison. If you don't want to give your ID, they have set laws that say you refuse to show your identity, I'm gonna lock you up. But what happens, our people don't want to show their identity, and what happens, they're going to get locked or they're going to get killed. And that's what we've been seeing, death.
Some people don't want to show their ID because they done did it before, and they did the same thing, they get locked up or get fucked off.
Exactly.
We did.
So if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and it ain't working, then what you think we should do then?
We got to change that, we got to change.
We got to give them the ID. We got to agree with them because they are set up over us. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are set up over us. So now, let me tell you how. I say they set up over us. God put them over us for a reason. Give me that in Romans. Give me that in Romans 30. What's the reason? First, give me Deuteronomy 28:15. Then give me Romans. I ain't stepping like that.
I appreciate that.
No, you gotta hear this. Our people gotta hear this because we've been doing the same thing over and over again, protesting, refusing to get. We've been doing, and it ain't been working. It ain't been working. We gotta come back to the Bible. God says, do what? Agree with them. Give them your ID, because what's going to happen? You give them the ID, they either going to write your ticket or give you a warning and let you go. If we tried that, if we really tried that, it will work. God says, try God's ways, it will work.
Preach that again.
Deuteronomy 28:15. So here you said, why was they set up over us, right? Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
All right, so it said, it will come to pass, if thou, meaning the children of Israel, meaning these people on the sign, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, if we don't listen to our God, because our God is, right now we think our God is either the white man, or Muhammad, or Buddhism, or Buddha. Our God is the black Messiah. Right. In the Bible, you read about a black Jesus Christ. Right. The prophets, you read about black men. Right. But we don't know that. God said, if you don't listen to your God, read,
to observe to do all his commandments.
If you don't do his commandments, now, I'm going to ask you a question. What's commandments? Y'all heard of commandments before? Give me a couple commandments. Thou shalt not kill. What you got? Exactly. So exactly. Commandments. God said if our people refuse to listen to those simple commandments, then what?
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes. statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God said, if you refuse, if the black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man, the Israelite men and women refuse to listen to God's commandments, God is going to curse you. And that's what's happening today. We are cursed among the city. I'm going to give you that one scripture and I'm going to get to Romans 13.
Verse 16, cursed shall thou be in the city.
So every city we live in, we either poor in the ghettos, we getting shot down, we getting killed. We got bad water, we got bad food, we got, you know what I'm saying, they love to put, you know what I'm saying, chicken in our neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? Poverty. That's no jobs, right? Right? Y'all been down to Asher, right? One point in time, Asher used to be a beautiful little area, a little strip. I remember AutoZone. When I was young, it was an AutoZone over there. It was a lot of good stuff over there. Now look at it. You know what I'm saying? Now look at our neighborhoods. It ain't nothing. The jobs is gone, like you said.
What we got to do to make our money.
But the Bible said what, though? Did you hear that part? Curse shall be what? Let me read it again.
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
Don't forget what God is saying about us. We will be cursed in our cities. Wherever city we live in, we will be cursed. So now I answered your question. Your question was, why were they set up over us? God said you're going to be cursed. I'm going to have people set up over you. Now give me Romans 13, verse 1.
The book of Romans chapter 13, verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
So he's talking to the Israelites. He said, be subject to the higher powers. Now, when we think about the world today and where we live at today, who are the higher powers? Meaning, who is set up over us as a rulership?
My higher power is God.
Okay. Yes, that's true. But I'm saying that's ruling over us.
Mayors, presidents, judges.
Exactly. Mayor, presidents, judges, trickle down to the police, right? All right, you got to be real. They got power over us.
To the police, to your boss man, to everything.
Exactly, but we stand in the lines of what's going on, which is the police brutality. All right, so we stand in those lines. So they trickles down from the presidents, governors, mayors, all the way down to the judges and police. God said, be subject to the higher powers. Why? Read.
For there is no power but of God. The powers that are ordained of God.
Did you hear that? God said the powers that are ordained is because of God. Remember, I read you a curse in Deuteronomy that said we're going to be cursed in our cities. Why? Because we broke God's commandments. So now in Romans 13, God's saying, be subject to the higher powers because I am the one that set those people up. I am the one that put the Trump in presidency. I am the one that's allowing the police to rule over you, to take all your rights away. Do you remember why? I keep repeating it. Why did God allow these people to be set up over us? For what? For our disobedience. Our disobedience. All right? For our disobedience. Y'all understand this? We disobeyed God, so he allowed people that was a base people that never was supposed to reign over us, be over us. Now, how to deal with those people, right? Because our protesting is, why do we keep getting shot? Now, if you really examine what happens, now I'm not talking about George Floyd, I'm not talking about Ahmaud Arbery or Breonna Taylor. I'm talking about when you examine the things that happen, our people really rebel against the police. And what happens? They get shot. Now, that's not all the time. That's not all the time, because there's innocence in this. But there's also uninnocent too, you know what I'm saying? They don't really did something wrong. You understand what I'm saying? We only get a short part of the short part of the clip, right? They don't always deserve death. But if they were subject to the higher power, would they be dead? Let's read that.
Verse 2, whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of God.
When you resist the people that were set up over you, then you resist God. Because God initially is the one that did this in the first place because of our disobedience. We disobeyed God. He put people up over us that's wicked, evil men over us. But he said if you resist them during the time of you getting pulled over or anything like that, you resist God.
Right.
What you got? What's up?
I got a question on that. You said when you resist people that are over you, so I mean I resist my boss man tell me go to home.
No, remember what the topic is, what we're talking about. We're not talking about in the job situation. We talking about what's going on right now.
Tell me
what's going on right now.
Listen, if I resist police to tell me if all my pockets after I did, then he tell me take off my boots and everything. I said no.
Now that's very injustice, but is that likely? They gonna tell you to strip down in public?
Hell yeah.
That's not what we seeing. That's not what we see. What we seeing on the TV is the police asking for ID or asking for identification or to stop, and it's not happening. Let's stay in the lines of what's happening right now while we're protesting. Let's not jump out and be hypothetical. Let's stay in what we're talking about, right? So resisting the higher powers, meaning the people, the police and the judges and people like that. That's what we're talking about, all right? Read on.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
It says when you resist, you're going to receive to yourself damnation. What y'all think that means? When you resist, you're going to receive damnation.
When you resist, you're going to receive some pain, or they're going to lock you up.
Exactly. Now, do you think that our people are following this? Right here, what I'm reading, do you think that most of our people is following that? When we be real about it. We see the deaths, but are we really following this? We're not. We're not following that. And therefore comes the results. We don't know how to deal with the police. We don't know how to deal with the people that were set up over us.
Right.
Now I'm gonna read on. because it's gonna show you something.
I know that, bro.
Read.
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
Did you hear that? He said when you read the first one, when you resist, read that part again.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
So when you resist, you're going to receive damnation, which is death or locked up. Read on.
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
Verse 3 on the new topic says rulers, the people that set up over you, is not a terror. When you're terrorizing something, what does that mean? You're being destroyed. You're being a menace, an evil thing. God says a ruler is not a terror to a person of good works, meaning that's doing good, meaning that's following the commandments.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
It says, but to the evil. It said a ruler is not a terror of good works, but he's a terror to the evil person. The man that will resist, the man that might have some contraband, the man that might actually be doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because a little bit of time, we actually do got something we ain't supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? And what happens? A ruler is not a terror to a person that's actually following the commandments. You understand what I'm saying? But a person that's doing evil, you gonna get the punishment for it. Read on.
Will thou then not be afraid of the power?
So when you actually doing sin and doing evil, yeah, you have every right to be afraid. What I mean by that? Sometimes when our people driving in the car, they see a police behind them, they automatically get nervous. Damn, I'm nervous. They might have not been doing nothing wrong, but they ain't keeping the commandments. So that spirit of nervousness get on them. Like, oh shoot, don't let him run my tags. He need to get off behind me. Let me buckle my seatbelt up. You know what I'm saying? Let me do all that. You know what I'm saying? That's what our people do. So if you're doing evil, you have every right to be afraid. If you're breaking God's commandments, you better be afraid. Read on.
Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
He said when you do which was good, you're going to have praise. I mean, the Most High God going to watch over you, send them angels, and that police going to turn left. He going to turn right. Now, I'm coming out here showing solutions. I actually trying to show solutions to how to deal with the police, which our people have not yet figured out yet. They have not figured out how to deal with the people that set up over us, to rule over us, to destroy us. They have not figured that out. I'm coming out here with solutions. You understand? Read on. Yep.
Verse 13. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting.
Hear that? Let us walk honestly. Let us walk honestly. What does that mean by honestly? Exactly. What you think that means, walking honestly in this day?
Walking honestly, walking.
If our people wasn't breaking any crime, it's consciously, because we don't know what they got, but we know our people, man. I used to be that way. I used to ride around with guns and drugs in my car, and if I got pulled over, I'm you know what I'm saying? If I got pulled over, I know I'm going to jail. Basically, you know what I'm saying? He gonna smell it. But the Bible says, let us walk honestly. Let us not have those things, you know what I'm saying, in the car. Let us not have those things on our possession. You understand what I'm saying? Let us walk honestly in these days.
Right.
That's how we're going to deal with the police. But if our people keep doing the same thing, riding illegal, you know what I'm saying, messed up tag, whatever it may be, what y'all think is going to happen? They already don't like us.
Right.
So you give them a reason to kill us. You know what I'm saying? By not walking honestly. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Let us walk honestly in these days. Read on.
Not in rioting.
So what's going on? It turned from protesting to what? Peaceful protesting to what?
Peaceful protest to riot.
To rioting. God said, let us walk honestly and let us not riot. That is not going to solve the problem. If we go out and riot, they just going to bring different organizations and coming to get us. It says, let us not riot, because that's not going to fix the problem. We've been doing that already. We've been doing that already. It's not going to fix the problem. Let's walk in God's commandments.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.